Hey, Joe Mastriano, CPA, over 40 years and thousands of successful IRS tax cases. Today, I want to talk about how auditors disallow your deductions. We've been getting calls and emails from people telling us that when they go to an audit with their tax preparer or try to do it themselves, they give the auditors their receipts, they give their auditor proof of payment, and yet they don't get accepted. Well, that's because people aren't educated properly. I try to educate people when I do my consultations. Some people can handle their own IRS matters afterwards, but in this particular instance, there's other rules that apply. If the expenses are ordinary and necessary for the business, chances are they'll overlook, um, anything beyond just the fact that you've paid it. Uh, a lot of people don't realize if their parents or kids directly pay a bill, they're not going to give you the deduction. And of course, if it's an extraordinary item, which should have been pointed out on the return so you didn't get audited in the first place, we have a 4-part checklist that to this day, I don't know one person that's ever been audited when we fully used it pertaining to a personal tax return. Anyway, the other reasons are things like, was it prudent or was it excessive? There's actors and actresses that throw big parties and they claim it helps them get the next picture, but if it doesn't lead to additional income and they're just doing it to, hobnob with their friends, such in the case of big party deduction disallowed, and his attorneys, his high priced attorneys, were helpless. In fact, I want to warn people, don't hire high priced attorneys. My rates are only $195 an hour, and chances are I'll have more knowledge and experience than them in how the audit division and audit appeals works. And then the collection division, I've gotten so many people out of taxes who have failed their audit because they weren't told what the IRS accepted for proof. And when they were audited, they didn't have the proof. So there's various considerations of business purpose. There's also certain issues that the IRS considers issues where there's a high degree of fraud, such as self-employed Schedule Cs, people hiring businesses overseas and not issuing 1099s. There are people who hire illegals who use other people's social security numbers. I recently signed up for the Social Security Administration. I can check social security numbers and see if they're valid. If you employ people and they give you, well, they must give you their social security number, even if they're contract labor, I strongly suggest that you contact the Social Security Administration, get signed up ahead of time, and then you can check those numbers. I'm going to warn you, this current administration is looking for money, and over 90% of people who I look at in terms of an audit are going to fail because they don't have the right understanding of what the IRS accepts for evidence. As always, call Stephanie. She'll talk to you for free. She'll set a, and if you've already been selected for an audit, I'll show you what's required. And after you get over the disappointment of what you don't have, I can tell you ways to get notarized statements and things that the IRS will accept for evidence. Call Stephanie 713-774-4467. Our website is taxproblem.org. Thank you.